Now, before we get into this video, let me just say that this one is hyper speculative and extremely risky. Anyone that knows about Tornado Cash, they're notoriously known for all of the drama that had happened over the last few years, but there are a lot of changes and things that have been happening over the last few months. And me personally, I think that Tornado Cash has a really good opportunity to swing back up and really come back strong in 2025. But before we get into all of that, none of this is financial advice. I'm not paid by the Tornado team in any way, and I am currently not invested in Tornado at the making of this video. So without further ado, roll the intro and let's get this video started. So I'm just going to start off this video by saying that this is a very drama-filled project. Now, Tornado Cash went through sanctions, a co-founder and their devs were thrown in jail. A whole lot of stuff was happening with the project, but basically within the last 2 months or so, we've seen that the court overturns the US sanctions against Tornado Cash, which is huge. That's the first thing, because now they're actually going to be able to function and operate again like a privacy token. As you can see here, what they're talking about is the censored deposits, means that after the sanctions, everything was visible, so it wasn't private anymore. But now that they were deemed unlawful, they're going to be able to turn that privacy side back on. Now, when all of this took place in 2021 and 2022, and they went through those sanctions, they ended up arresting the founders and charging them with money laundering and sanctions violations. This was back in August of 2023. And then since they dropped those sanctions, now they're saying that the Tornado Cash devs are potentially, and the founders are potentially going to be released from jail, which would be a major step forward for a project like Tornado Cash. Now, it's important to keep note that all these sanctions took place because this project was known having North Korean hackers like Lazarus and a bunch of other people and use the platform in order to money launder and do all sorts of other bad things. Now, there's always good and a bad side to every coin. So hopefully there are things that they can take into consideration moving forward from Tornado Cash's dev side, that they can maybe clear up the air and stop some of the illegal activity on the back end. But overall, privacy and privacy tokens, privacy blockchains, things like that will always serve a purpose in the crypto space. And I could even see them being more useful from an institutional perspective, because the institutions won't want all this information public. They're not going to want everyone to be able to see what they're buying, what they're selling, what they're doing from a monetary perspective on every single transaction. Now, maybe when they open their books at the end of the year, that's a different story. But all in all, I could see these institutions and other companies wanting to keep their information, their data, and their money private. And when you're looking at the price action, you're looking at the tokenomics, which we haven't covered yet. This one is sitting number 956 on CoinGecko, sitting at $10 per token, only a market cap of 39 million, which is tiny. You have a circulating supply of 3.8 million, a total and max supply of around 10 million, which is going to be finite deflationary, and it means that they still have to release about 60% of the supply, so this can be subject to dilution. Now, once those sanctions did come out in 2022, 2023, obviously this project dump skied and it went down to about $1 or $2. But once those sanctions were dropped, you can see that immediately price went from $2 to $3 all the way up to about $20 in one big push. And this still has an insanely low market cap. So this is the main reason why I wanted to start bringing up Tornado Cash in general and talk about the chart potential. And as you can see here, sanctions placed against Tornado Cash were unlawful. And then Tornado Cash gained nearly 700% when the news broke. This is also part of Ethereum, Binance, Optimism, and Gnosis. So I'm assuming that when these people are able to get out of jail, they're going to continue to build this ecosystem. They're going to continue to add other blockchains to this network, especially considering that they can go back to their normal practices. And before we get into the charts, if you want to come trade with me, get access to the community, our academy, bullish bearish signals, members only live streams, our trading floor, everything like that, go check out the EPIQ trading floor. I'll tag the link in the video and I'll also put it in the description. It does come with a 3-day risk-free trial, so you can click that button. And if you want to learn more, click this button. There's a 3-minute video that you can watch that'll show you everything that you would get from joining the EPIQ trading floor. And like I said, looking at the chart, we have that major impulse move from $2, pushed up to about $40 technically on a major liquidity sweep, but realistically stayed within the $20 to $15 range. Now, it looks like we're trying to find a little bit of an SR flip right now from the long term, and these are from 2023 highs. So if we are able to hold price in this zone, and we see the swing back up, that'll be extremely bullish. Now, from a price action perspective, if this wanted to continue to move up, for example, we'll get our price range. We have a couple major areas of resistance. That's a 500% move right there. And there's still plenty of room to the top side even from that. If it wanted to push to, let's say, the all-time high from what we see on this chart, you're looking at about a 3,000% move, which is really good. And that was if it wanted to test that high. I'm not saying that it will, just saying that if it wanted to. But all in all, when you're looking at a project like this and you're looking at something that has a $40 million market cap and something that's name is as well known as Tornado Cash, sure, like I said, it's definitely a little bit of a riskier play. But There is definitely also a lot of upside potential for a project like this with a very low market cap and a lot of macro news surrounding it. Even when you bring this down to the hourly, if you want to put a Fibonacci from here to, let's say, this range to see where we're at, this is still in the epic golden pocket right now. So this is an ideal zone for an accumulation if price wanted to continue to hold here and volume started to inflow as well. But very good to see bullish sentiment and bullish hold right within this area at that major SR flip. All good stuff to see. And this will wrap up the video on Tornado Cash. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask, drop them in the comments, DM me on the Epic Trading Floor, whatever it may be. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Drop a W in the chat also if you learned anything, or just hit the like button if you learned anything from this video. I hope everyone has an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you tune in the world, and I'll see you on the next one.